Hey guys, D1sco. Today we're reading the stuff about the PTB because I hate myself and I love reading large amounts of text. So here we go. Important progress and save data information has been copied from the live game to our PTB servers on May 17th. I don't even think I was playing on May 17th, so there's going to be very few progress for me on this version. Please note that players will be able to progress for the duration of the PTB, but none of that progress will make it back to the live version of the game. Release schedule. PTB is live right now as I'm recording this. Alright. Content. New killer. The Singularity.
Oh wait, the perks. Also, I'm here.
Oh my god, there's so much shit to read.
What about my boy Nemesis?
Uh,
My boy Nemesis? This you went way past. This is you're going way past. This is old. You went way too far.
Whee! I don't know where I am.
You went like way back.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What? This is
Oh yeah.
It's already been out.
Oh yeah. Get him, Jeffrey. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's so beautiful. Oh yeah. Look at that weapon. Look at, oh yeah, look at that wraith weapon. Oh, look at Big Bug. Oh yeah. Look at that axe. It's so beautiful. Look at it. Oh yeah. It's so gorgeous. It's so beautiful. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Beautiful. 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 Gorgeous. Excelente. Okay. Alright. Let's watch some let's watch the trailer. Let's do it. I wanna watch the trailer. What the fuck?
This is old.
Okay, whatever. This is
Alright, we're finally back to. Okay.
we're doing it the old-fashioned way. Alright. How long is this?
Killer tweaks that they touched Nemesis. I swear to God, if they nerfed him, I'm gonna fucking riot.
How?
And they wouldn't have it. There's so many things about bots I just saw. God damn.
Okay. We're gonna start with the least impressive stuff. So we're gonna start with this section. We're gonna start with artists. We're gonna do killer tweaks first if we can.
Alright.
So it says ink ink increases the maximum capacity in Diacrust by 1, decreases the time Diacrust stay idle before disintegrating by 2 seconds, plus 4 seconds. Vibrant, but
Obituary.
violent obituary. I'm too brain dead for this. Increases the length of time a Diacrust killer instinct reveals survivors by 3 seconds, was 1.5 seconds.
Okay.
The Nemesis, damaged syringe, increases the time it takes survivors to use a vaccine by 3 seconds, plus 2 seconds. Increases length of killer instinct when survivors use a vaccine by 3 seconds, was 2 seconds.
Alright, buff to that.
Tyrant Gore, increases mutation rate when destroying zombies with tentacle strike by 75%, was 50%.
Got a buff!
Decreases zombie respawn time by 7.5 seconds, was 5 seconds.
Damn.
Zombie
that
Heart.
worse?
Increases mutation rate when destroying zombies with tentacle strike by 75%, was 50%. And that's it. Alright.
District buffs by Lloyd.
The
Hell yeah.
Trickster. Lucky Blade. Increases the duration of main event by 0.3 seconds, was 0.2 seconds.
Okay.
For each blade hit while it is active. Okay, that's fair. waiting for you watch. I don't even know if I read that right. Whatever. Increases the duration of main event by 0.4 seconds with 0.3 seconds for each blade hit while it's active.
Okay.
Oh, I'm excited for Ghosty
Power.
Boy. The Ghostface power. Movement speed while crouched 3.8
He's
meters
faster when
plus
crouching.
3.6 meters a second. So he's faster by 0.2. Night Shot recharge time 20 seconds was 24 seconds. Killer Instinct duration after being revealed 4 seconds was 2 seconds. So they basically buffed everything.
They should have buffed Ghostface. Wait, knife belt clip reduces the tear radius by 12 meters. Was 8 meters.
So it's tear radius is more than creates while crouching. Night vision binocular. Survivor that reveals the Ghostface afflicted was exhausted for 10 seconds. Was 5 seconds.
They should have buffed our boy.
Pyramid Head. The Executioner power. When hitting a survivor is punishment of the damned. The survivor is afflicted with torment.
That means you don't have to hit them with a trail. If you can hit your shots with your like power, you straight up make them like have like the thing so you can cage them.
Would that count towards the achievement?
I would imagine.
Like if you hit them with the power, would that count towards that? Would that count towards? Well, that should count towards putting them in the cage for the one achievement.
Yeah.
But that should also count for the daily ritual,
That's gonna
right?
be really good. Pumpkin's a weasel? Are they? What
After hooking a survivor, the next generator you damage instantly loses 30% plus 20% of its current progress. Normal generator regression applies after the damage action. Pop Ghost the Weasel is active for 45 seconds after the survivor's hook.
Hey, they got buff.
I'm a little nervous about this one. Deja vu.
Yeah,
We have noticed growing concerns surrounding excessively long matches caused by free-genning killers defending a cluster of free generators. We are working on a long-term solution for a future update to limit how effective this genning with this in mind. Some adjustments have been made into Deja Vu. The perk will now reveal the auras of free generators, which are in close proximity to one another indefinitely. Previously, for 30, 45, 60 seconds at the start of the dial and every time a generator is completed, and get a 4%, 5%, 6% repair speed bonus on the revealed generator. Previously 3%, 4%, 5%. So you do gens faster with it, and and it lets you see the aura
Of like the closest 3 gens.
of closest
like,
risk.
per
Oh, flashbang!
Is
After completing 70%, 60%, 50% progress on any generator, flashbang activates. Enter a locker and press the active ability button 1 to craft the flash grenade. No longer requires being empty-handed.
Okay.
So you can walk in there with like, I don't know, a toolbox and
So,
still get the same effect.
That's like a small kind of blue buff thing. It's a quality of life buff, I guess.
Features search bar. Yes, it's the moment you've been waiting for the loadout and customization screens finally have a search bar. You can now filter your items, add-ons, offerings, perks, cosmetics, outfits, and charts using this text box. The following text parts can be searched for: name, description / flavor text, rarity, the collection name of a cosmetic, the outfit name of a cosmetic, the item that an add-on attaches to. For teachable perks, the name of the character that unlocks it. Miscellaneous. Added an update pop-up requiring players to back out to the splash screen when a backend update is deployed. This may happen when it's a kill switch chart change, release of a new store item, or other similar changes. I'm so brain dead. This pop-up will only appear in the main menu in the store or before queuing as a killer. Added protection against hackers using characters they do not own.
Add protection against hackers using characters they do not.
So like, if they play like, I don't, does that mean if they play like fucking Nicolas Cage, they just can't use Nicolas Cage? Like, there's more protection against. That's cool.
Or even at the very least, like if they don't like own like Freddy, like they can't use him or something. I don't know.
Well, if I remind one to my boy. That's
know,
great. Error messages produced by a disconnection, a timeout from the server, or a kick are now distinct and clear.
That's good.
Bug fixes. Audio. Fix an issue where survivors could hear the tear radius when affected by the oblivious status during a trace.
It's whole thing, so that's good.
Fix an issue where the Race Coxcombed Clapper add-on also muted the sound when the Wraith uncloaks.
So basically doing with the iridescent, or no, like because that.
I don't think that add-on's supposed to do that.
Wait, no, that the Coxcombed Clapper isn't. That is the iridescent one. So supposed to make it silent, right? So I don't.
Bots can now use the following perks: background player, blood rush, potential energy, power struggle, reassurance, urban evasion.
Wait, I thought they already could use urban. What?
Guess not. Bots are more likely to run out of the basement after wiggling off the killer while in the basement or on the stairs. Bots no longer attempt to use dead hard when the killer is unable to hit them. For example, when chased by a demanifested Sadako or Onryo. Bots no longer drop held items after wiping the hack's phantasm trap. Bots no longer have trouble with one window on the Rancid Abitor map. Bots no longer make the horror trope decision to run away from a chasing killer into the basement. That's funny how they said the horde trope decision. Bots no longer stubbornly stay in a flee loop when there are important goals available, e.g. escape through open gates. Bots now avoid dropping an unsafe pallet when separated from the killer by a small wall. Bots playing against Freddy Krueger, why did they call him the Nightmare? What the hell? Can now use alarm clocks. Yeah, they could've used alarm clocks before. That's kind of sad.
Wait, so Pyramid Head? Like, what?
Bots playing against Pyramid Head can now crouch whilst attempting to cross the trail tournament while crouching.
That's weird.
Bots playing against the Dredge now lock lockers near generators they are working on. Bots playing against the Knight no longer consider a loop to be safe if a guard is chasing alongside the killer. Bots playing against the Trapper have learned to avoid bear traps set at pallets. Bots playing against the twins are more likely to run up and kick Victor. Bots playing against the twins can now use the shove door or push interaction to remove Victor from the locker. Multiple bots no longer attempt to sabotage the same hook at the same time. Characters! The Firmalist Jabberwock skin for the artist no longer causes FPS spikes after completing a game. Fix an issue where when playing as the executioner, survivors who were rescued from a cage of atonement, well, animation for the remainder of the trial. Well, the killer was looking away from their location, resulting in the rescue survivor being displayed in their cage animation for the remainder of the trial, but only for the killer. Fix an issue where the pig's hand would be would move unnaturally when mainly moving sideways to the left. Fix an issue where the Cenobite appeared to be sliding around inside instead of walking. No longer showing an extra placeholder mesh of the Cenobite in every map. Survivors affected by the ability status effect can no longer hear the tear radius during a chase. A survivor's flashlight can no longer remains visible to the spirit if turned off during a phase walk.
Oh yeah, that's what happened to me yesterday.
A game no longer crashes if a zombie falls out of bounds. That's kind of terrifying that happened. The Legion is no longer able to vault on top of the bus in Autohaven Wreckers during Feral Frenzy. Correctly display scream noise indicator when the survivor screams from the Knight's Healing Potus add-on. I don't know. Fix the Knight's Guard being unable to patrol in various locations. The play can no longer infect breakable walls and exit gates. The Milk and Cookies achievement can no longer be advanced more than once per trial.
What?
That's the one where you hook people in the basement.
I didn't know that you could even have them.
We have that achievement.
Yeah.
Using the Cenobite's power during a chase now correctly resets Bloodlust. Scratch marks are no longer visible for a short period of time when switching from Charlotte to Victor. Environment. Fixed issue related to the placement of the Singularity and door frames. Fix an issue where Victor would not dissolve in Badham Preschool. Perks. Multiple survivors was any means necessary. Cannot all raise the same pallet, preventing the ability to climb elevate a collision. Adrenaline is now triggered in a way that is compatible with Sprint Burst. Adrenaline is now correctly triggered when being unhooked or self-unhooking when the exit gate becomes powered. Survivors who receive the ability status by way of the Nemesis perk now maintain it for the full 60 seconds even if the obsession is changed. The potential energy perk can no longer be activated for a short duration after being grabbed from a generator by the killer. The distortion perk now correctly hides auras when caught in a bear trap. UI. Disconnecting a controller while transitioning to the tally screen no longer hard locks the UI. Fix a soft lock that could occur when changing roles while in the character menu. Fix a potential crash when quitting the game. Fix an issue in the settings menu where some settings were not reset properly after selecting the reset to default option. Fix an issue where the character name could sometimes overlap with the preset buttons in the lobby. Fix an issue in the blood web where players' blood points show 0 when pressing on the prestige button while having less blood points than the required amount. Trimmed extraneous space entered in the promo code input text. Miscellaneous. Black bars around the screen no longer appear in the main menu when using an unexpected aspect ratio. Cosmetic accessories such as hair and cloth should now be correctly in sync. Multiple players with the same display name within the same lobby no longer body swap to each other's characters. What the fuck does that mean? Outlines now correctly display when playing the tutorials on a core chunk / ready to play partial installation on consoles. The loadout is correctly reloaded after re-enabling parts of in the custom game match settings.
So much. Alright, time to read the actual new cool stuff. Besides all the buffs. I'm happy that they...
But
like,
buffs.
All those changes were straight up buffs.
But buffs.
Everything was a buff, actually.
But buffs.
And my boy got love!
Alright, we're starting with the Survivor, let's start with the map, because Toba Landing map. The landing was a promise for humanity to rebuild on a new planet. The climate resources was ideal and new until it all went wrong and a new life form takes over and it has no connection to humanity. The environment is split into distinct biomes, a rocky and bare area that will give players more open space to explore, a destroyed vehicle encased on spiky busy rocks serves as a testament of a fierce battle. It can now serve as a landmark. On the opposite side of the map, a lush and busy jungle will give the players a claustrophobic feeling even outside. The vegetation, although menacing, can be used by the survivors to hide and wait for the real threat to pass by.
Between the two biomes in the Toba Landing, now a desolate remnant of what was once a second chance of life, it is now a carcass of advanced technology. Players will be able to explore every level from underneath, all the way to the top of the structure.
This planet looks wild and untouched, but the more you look around, it is possible to notice a civilization once thrived and left evidence of its presence on some familiar elements, such as the shack and the exit gate.
Wildlife is present in the environment and a good guide to help players find their way around. Enigmatic blue flowers seem to feed on the energy of the entity and light up when the source of energy, like generators and exit gates, are around.
That sounds cool. Alright, we're going to talk about Gabriel Soma first. So we got Troubleshoot,
Okay.
his first perk. When you are chased by the killer, this perk activates.
Right. We
You
do that a lot.
We do that a lot. That's right. We're gonna get a.
And we suck a lot, so let's see if this helps us.
You see the aura of the generator with the most progress. You
Okay.
see the aura of the killer for 4, 5, 6 seconds after dropping a pallet.
Okay.
The effect lasts for 6, 8, 10 seconds after being in chase, then deactivates.
So when you're being chased, you can see like generator, the generator aura is the generator with most progress, and if you like drop a pallet, you see the aura of the killer.
Yes, and then it lingers for a little bit, and then deactivates. Made for this. This
That's
perk
not bad.
activates while you are in the injured state.
Okay.
So you get hit by Trapper, now you're injured, now you got this perk. You run 1, 2, 3% faster.
Ooh.
After you finish healing another survivor, gain the Endurance status effect for 6, 8, 10 seconds. Made for this cannot be used when suffering from exhaustion, but does not cost the exhausted status effect.
So you get injured, right? And you start going faster, and if you heal someone else, you get endurance.
Yes.
That's kind of good.
Scavenger. While you are holding an empty toolbox, this perk activates. Succeeding a great skill check while repairing gives this perk 1 token, up to 654 tokens. When you reach a maximum tokens, lose all tokens to automatically recharge the toolbox to full. Scavenger is disabled for the remainder of the trial after recharging a toolbox. This perk grants the ability to rummage through an open chest once per trial and will guarantee a basic toolbox.
Okay, so basically, it's kind of like Original Manifest, where you like.
But except for
with, like,
flashlights, it's
yeah, 'cause now,
toolboxes.
you can give codes blindness, and you can also like ravage for flashlights. With this is like you can fill toolboxes and.
Yeah, but you have to succeed a great skill check
But,
while repairing, though.
But imagine, right? You get that, and you get those.
What if you use, like...
So there's a detective punch? No, not that perk. It's the one tap perk.
Yeah, what if you used
Because there's that perk.
tenacity, use a touch, just punch, and then the stake out. It's stake
Yeah,
out.
stake out, like
But what if you
punching
use like corrective action? Like if your friend has it and they're like sucking, because you can make it a good skill
Yeah.
check if they fail.
But here's what, like, imagine you have, like, Scavenger, you have, like, Built to Last, you have Streetwise, and then, you know, you have, like, Stakeout, like, you would get so many charges out of like one toolbox. That's
Alright,
good.
new
Those are
killer,
good
the
perks.
singularity
Okay, come on.
perks.
Please be
Genetic limits. When a survivor finishes the healing
Uh-huh.
action, they suffer from the exhausted status effect for 24, 28, 32 seconds.
Wait, isn't it kind of what Subject Touch suddenly does?
Sort of?
Like, it probably does that.
This one sounds better though,
Yeah,
because it's
'cause
just
it-
whenever a survivor finishes
Okay.
healing.
That's not bad.
Forced hesitation. When a
Okay.
survivor is put into the dying state by any means. All other survivors standing within 16
I don't think I'm
meters
supposed to say that.
around them suffer the hindered stats effect for 10 seconds.
That's
Increasing their movement speed by 15%. And then it goes on cooldown for 60, 50, 40%.
Okay, so basically you down someone, and anyone who's like, you know, not hooked or down becomes hindered for a period, like, and then.
So a survivor who's close to them. So you down someone that
Yeah.
ultra-ristic survivor is close. Now they suffer from hindered, and it reduces their movement
Imagine
speed
you
by
down
15%.
someone and, like, people are trying to
So
go
they're
for,
hindered
Yeah.
and they're slower.
Imagine they're trying to, like, people trying to go for like
Not bad.
flashbang or flashlight saves. Like you hit down someone and they are going like slower.
You
So
like
it's-
down the
Yeah.
person. You down the person. They're body blocking. Now they're hindered and they're 15%
yeah.
slower.
So it's harder for them to do that.
Machine
That's nice.
learning.
Okay.
After performing the damage generator action, machine learning activates. While the perk is active, the next generator you damage will be compromised until it is completed. The generator is highlighted in active. Is highlighted in yellow. When the compromised generator is completed, you become undetectable and gain 7% haste for 20, 25, 30 seconds. Oh, hey, it's being done by daylight. Then machine learning deactivates. If you break a gen while another generator is compromised, the compromised generator moves to the latest one kicked.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to. So after kicking
Basically, you become. So basically, you damage a gen. So like I don't know, you hit it with eruption, but instead of it, you know,
yeah,
but instead of it like regressing faster, it regresses at the normal speed,
yeah,
and basically. So the next generator you damage so after you damage that first
Yeah.
one, it activates. So let's say you chase Dwight off a gen
Yeah.
and you hit that gen. Now that gen is compromised until they complete it. So it's
Yeah.
compromised. You'll see it in yellow until they finish it, and once
Yeah.
it finishes, you become undetectable. You gain 7% haste for 20 up to 20 up for 20 25 for 30 seconds depending on its rarity. And then it deactivates. And then it deactivates for however much time. And then if you break a gen while another gen is compromised, the compromise goes to the gen you just kicked. Latest one kicked.
those are pretty good. All around, pretty good perks. Okay.
Oh, guys. Alright, guys, I'm gonna just read this in this video. We'll show gameplay in the next video.
And it just finished downloading, so yeah. Wait. Yeah.
Well, alright, overall, just from reading
Yeah.
it doesn't sound terrible.
Yeah.
Like, I know,
I think the perks.
this sounds better than when they changed the med kits and everyone freaked out because
Yeah.
they literally killed the med kits.
Yeah.
Like, this sounds a lot better than those changes, because it was a lot more buffs to characters who kind of needed them just to make
Yeah.
characters work a little better and stuff like that. They did not buff Freddy, though, which is upsetting, but
He
whatever.
didn't get buffed recently.
He needs more love, though.
Yeah.
We both know he does. I'm happy Artist got got buffed. I mean,
Nemesis, I'm obviously
Artist
very
getting
happy.
buffed is great. 'Cause the Artist, I mean, they didn't buff them by like a crazy amount, but
Yeah.
a buff is nice. Nemesis, I feel like got a pretty good buff because
Yeah.
now if he hits a zombie with his tentacle, he gains more progress, so he can tier free quicker. And then the respawn time if you use Tyrant Gore is shorter because it decreases it by 7.5 seconds instead of the 5. And then damage syringe, so like, they take longer to use a syringe. and then zombie heart. So like again, if you have both that and tyrant gore, that 75% like adds up.
Yeah.
So now zombies respawn quicker, and you gain even more progress if you hit them with your tentacle.
Yeah.
So that's not bad. Trickster's buff is pretty good as well. They just, it was just increasing duration of main event, which is
Yeah.
fine. But like, I rarely see Tricksters get main event. I feel like they need, in my personal opinion, I feel like they need to make main event easier to get, because how they have it right now, he's so effing powerful with those knives
Yeah.
that you will probably never get to use it.
Yeah.
I think you have only used it maybe 5 times at the most. Like, it's so hard to use. Ghostface getting straight up buffed in more ways than one is great. Like, they
Yeah.
buffed 2 of his add-ons, so his tear race is reduced by... If you use the knife belt clip, now your tear race is reduced by 4 more meters than previous while you're crouching. And then the Monokiller, a survivor that reveals the Ghostface is inflicted with exhaustion for 5 more seconds. Plus, they straight up buffed his movement speed while crouching, his knife
Yeah.
shroud, recharge time, and killer instinct. Pyramid Head got a pretty good buff. I feel like that's a great buff for him.
Yeah.
Because before, there wasn't much of a point to shoot it forward except to
Yeah.
damage them.
Which is still good, but like if one
But
is,
now,
like,
if you manage to hit them with it,
yeah.
they get Torment, which is great. The perk update sounds pretty good. I mean, Pop Ghost loses more, instantly loses more, 10% more progress, and then it starts regressing normally, and then it's active for, for up to 45 seconds after the survivor select. Deja Vu getting buffed to deal with free genning, I
Yeah.
feel like it's great, because I feel like that's good.
Yeah.
That's a good buff. And then Flashbang got a little
Yeah.
solid buff. Nothing crazy.
Nice thing.
That perk honestly that perk is probably one of the hardest to use correctly.
Yeah.
But that buff helps it. The search bar is very useful. The miscellaneous changes sound pretty good. Changing error messages, adding protection against hackers, stuff like that. The bug fixes for the audio with that Rafe add-on sounds
Yeah.
pretty good. And then being able to hear a Terry's while oblivious, like that's
Yeah.
not how that's supposed to work. So that's
Yeah.
probably a good thing that got changed.
That bug, like, it makes it oblivious just like irrelevant.
And then the bot changes sound good. They can use more perks now. They can do they can do a lot more
They're
stuff.
a lot smarter.
I feel like that's good for whenever we get the Orange's Wi-Fi f's him. He gets disconnected. I'm now playing with a bot.
Yeah.
Now the bot should be better. So that's good.
Yeah.
The one downside to like bots getting buffed is like I feel like it might be harder for new like players like in custom games
Yeah.
because they can't just like because now that bots will like play a lot better to like better players. New players who are like just goofing off in custom games against bots are gonna have to try a lot harder,
Yeah.
which is fair. Like they can still learn that way. They can test out different characters. They can still learn. It's
Yeah.
just gonna be harder to get like 4Ks and stuff, which I feel like is fine.
Yeah.
It just kind of sucks at the same time, sort of a double-edged sword there.
Oh.
And then the character things sound good as well, like with that skin and stuff. I mean, now the one skin for artists no longer causes FPS spikes, which is interesting that it did that. A lot of these changes sound fine. Some of them sound like weird bugs, like the thing with the pyramid was the executioner in the cage, where when you take them out, the cage sees them still like in the cage animation. Pig's hand moving. It's interesting. Like these were just sort of little changes. But yeah, Orange did earlier. I at his place, if you can tell. Earlier, he was playing Spirit for a daily ritual, and we went up against someone who like. We think that's what happened, because in Shack there was just a random flashlight that was just on and pointing in the corner. but the flashlight was like floating in the air because the survivor who got down somewhere else, and it was just like that until they died. So maybe that bug was what it was. Um, the fact that the game no longer crashes if a zombie somehow falls out of bounds, I feel like is nice. Overall, I feel like the character changes they made here is good. I think the milk and cookie achievement change is interesting. A lot of the other ones are interesting. The environment changes don't sound too bad. Just fixing placement. The fact that they already fixed an issue with the singularity is a little concerning.
Yeah.
I don't fully get what it means yet. Fix issues related to the placement of the singularity and door frames.
I think in like when there's
That
like,
Victor
I think
change
it's- I
sounds
think it's
nice.
like flipping through like tops of like door hinges.
These perk things sound nice. The UI sounds nice. The miscellaneous stuff sounds nice. But I'm gonna end this video here so we can get to the good stuff.
Yeah.
Whenever the actual camera charges. It's getting there. We'll give it a few more bits, but we'll make that video soon. And yeah, we will see you. Overall, this sounds interesting. I'm excited to see it.
The new perks are like, because the past like few chapters, like certainly Tools of Torment, Fortune Fox, which like the Spire perks have been not super great generally. I mean, last chapter was better, and Victoria's perks just not great.
That was
I
a
think
nice.
the perks
That
have
was a
been,
nice comment.
Yeah.
Nice.
The perks have been like pretty alright, especially like nights like Nowhere to Hide. Like I think that was definitely the best one. Score merchants were fine, but like these perks for like Singularity and Gabriel seem pretty good. Like overall.
They don't sound too
Yeah.
OP. They sound pretty like useful.
Yeah, and they're definitely very like some of them are very unique, and even some of like genetic limits. You know, that's still like is like just like a passive, just like easy thing. Like
Yeah.
so, yeah. Overall.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys in the next
good.
video, which will
Yeah.
actually be PTB stuff like doing
Yeah.
things in it. And yeah, sounds pretty good so far. We'll
Yeah.
hop into when we actually get into the PTB. I'm gonna read the power. We're gonna try to figure it out. I'm gonna read the
Yeah.
backstories. We're gonna look at the characters.
Yeah.
See, I wonder if they did some. We'll see if they did something like with Felita or Renata's PTB, where you just have their other outfit part. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what they come with. But yeah, we will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye bye.
Eh.